The problem with health anxiety is how do you know whether it is just anxiety or genuine illness? This is a question that no one wants to get wrong because if you do put it down to just anxiety and it's actually a real illness, you fear the consequences could be deadly. So how do you know? Welcome to the Anxiety Attic, where I make self-help videos for anxiety disorders. For those who are new to my channel, I'm building a huge resource of anxiety videos which teach you the tools used in cognitive behavioural therapy, the most effective treatment for anxiety disorders. So make sure you subscribe and click on the notification button, as I believe there are not many anxiety channels that go into the depth that I do in my videos. So how do you know whether a symptom or set of symptoms is anxiety or real illness? What most people who have health anxiety do is seek reassurance. They will Google symptoms by various monitors to check their pulse, blood pressure, heart rate, blood oxygen levels, and whatever else they can check. They will ask other people what they think is causing their symptoms. In fact, I get a lot of people asking me in the comments if I think their symptoms are anxiety or something else. But there's no way I can diagnose you, as I'm not a doctor. However, what I can do is give you the tools to help you make decisions about your symptoms. A big part of managing health anxiety is building the confidence to make decisions about your health by yourself, rather than seeking reassurance from external resources or people. The problem with seeking reassurance is that it fuels the anxiety cycle. My regular viewers will be very familiar with the anxiety cycle, but for those who are new, it goes something like this. You get the thought, what if I have a heart attack? It makes you feel anxious. This makes your heart beat faster, so you check your heart rate with a monitor. It's 160, which makes you think you might have a heart attack, so you feel more anxious, which makes your heart go even faster. You start sweating and finding it hard to breathe, so you take your blood pressure, but that's high also. And so the anxiety cycle goes around and around until you're convinced that you're having a heart attack. So how do you stop this cycle? The first thing to do is to find a better way to deal with these thoughts before you start seeking reassurance and fueling the anxiety cycle. CBT has a great tool for doing this called the Thought Record. You can download this form for free from a great website called getselfhelp.co.uk. I've put a link in the description. I will show you how you can use this tool to deal with anxious thoughts. When you feel anxious about your health, get a pen. In the first column, write where you are and what you are doing. Maybe you're watching a medical drama on TV and see someone having a heart attack. The emotion you feel is probably fear or anxiety. Rate how strong it is in the second column. Let's say 80%. Also, note any body sensations like racing heart, sweating, difficulty breathing. In the third column, write the thoughts that are coming into your mind. Maybe there's something wrong with my heart, or I'm having a heart attack. Now the easy bit. In the next column, write down the evidence that supports these thoughts. You can probably think of lots. A racing heart can indicate heart problems. Difficulty breathing is a sign of a heart attack. You heard about an athlete dropping dead from overexerting his heart. Now the difficult bit. Write some facts that provide evidence against the unhelpful thought being true. Most people struggle here, so I'm going to help you. Here are some questions that you should ask yourself. Is this likely to happen at my age? Is there a family history of heart disease? Do you smoke? What has the doctor said about your state of health? Have you had any tests or scans in the recent past? Do you suffer from anxiety? When you have had similar symptoms in the past, what caused it? Have you had a heart attack before? Can anxiety cause these symptoms? By the way, I have a video which explains 20 common anxiety symptoms, which I've linked at the end of this video. In the Thought Record, write your answers in the Evidence Against column. Now weigh up the evidence for and the evidence against. If you place the evidence on these anxiety scales, which side would the scales point to? If you're old, with no history of anxiety, no recent health checks, and have had previous heart attacks, then I think you would likely conclude that you'd better get to hospital urgently. But if you are young, with a history of anxiety and similar anxiety symptoms, and a doctor has confirmed with tests and scans that your heart is fine, then you will likely conclude that you don't need to rush to hospital because, as awful as it feels, you know that it's just anxiety. Of course, it may not be as straightforward as this. Maybe like me, you're in your 50s and have had some minor heart problems in the past, so the scales will balance differently. But they will still help you think in a more balanced way and help you decide whether you need to take any action or not. So let's go back to our thought record. Look at what you've written in both the evidence for and evidence against column. Try to come up with a balanced perspective. Start with the words even though and then summarize the evidence for and evidence against. For example, even though some of my symptoms match a heart attack, I'm young, recent scans have shown no heart problems, and I know it's always been anxiety in the past. An exercise like this can put things into perspective and lower your anxiety. So in the final column, re-rate your anxiety after doing this exercise. It usually will drop. Also in the last column, write what you could have done differently. Maybe you shouldn't have checked your pulse or took your blood pressure, as that made the anxiety worse. However, stopping reassurance seeking can be very difficult. So if you are struggling with this, watch this video, which teaches you CBT tools to help reduce reassurance seeking. And if you want to know what causes so many different anxiety symptoms, watch this video here.